So you go into the National, score some big deals on cards out of the showcases. Settle down a little bit. It might not be exactly what you think it is. Look, if you've been to the National before, you probably understand what I'm about to say, but if you've never been before, this is something you really need to know. If you think you're going to go to the National, look at a dealer's table and see a bunch of cards marked below comps or right at comps, you got another thing coming. Look, a lot of these dealers are going to try to capitalize on the moment, capitalize on the excitement, capitalize on the pleasure people are expecting to have while they're National for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 days. Most of the dealers are way overpriced. We're not talking about $5 above comps. We're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 or more percent over what comps actually are. Now, of course, they're trying to capitalize on their time. They put out a lot of expense to go into the show, set up, pay their table fees, pay their employees, and be there for all those days. Sure, they need to get something for that, but you need to remember when you look at a price, odds are that is not anything anywhere near close to comps. Look, and that's okay. It's just something you really need to understand. Now, does that mean there are no deals at the National? Absolutely not. You just got to know where to look. Look, if you spend a lot of time watching Card Collector 2, Orion, then you know exactly where the deals are at shows like the National, or frankly any of the large show, whether it be CSA, the other Chicago show, Dallas, Burbank, etc., etc. It's the value boxes. That's where you make your money. Look, because value boxes at large shows are not like value boxes at your local show. For example, you might go to your local show, 10, 20, 30, 50 table, who knows, however big it is, value boxes, quarter cards, 50-cent cards, dollar cards, etc. The National, a little bit different. Are those kind of value boxes still there? Absolutely. There's also $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. Prices marked, however you want to look at it. And the economics of those boxes where the real differences come into play. Look, let's say you're a dealer and you're going to set up at the National and you've got denominations from 50 cents all the way up to $50. You have thousands of cards that you have to evaluate between now and the National. What are you going to do? You're going to start at the most expensive ticket items and work your way down. Are you ever going to get to those boxes that hold the $5, $10, $20 cards, dollar cards, $5 cards? No, you probably never will, and you're not going to sweat it. To me, that's why those are the boxes you target. If players have gotten better and things have changed, you can probably find really, really good deals inside value boxes like that. All right, back to the dealer cases, though. Another thing the dealers will try to capitalize on is the bad Wi-Fi. The bad reception. You know, Wi-Fi can be a little bit spotty, especially in Atlantic City last year. Insult anybody when you make that offer. Look, if you see a card and you want it, go ahead and go for it. There is nothing wrong with that. It's all about finding the right card at the right price. The right price doesn't have to be perfect, especially depending on what you're willing to pay. But at the same time, make sure you know what you're looking at. Make sure you know what you're looking for. Be as prepared as you possibly can be. Use your brain. Think about it before you get there. That is, of course, unless you've got a massive bankroll, and it doesn't really much matter. Then just go into each case, pick out what you want, buy it, bring it home, enjoy it, and tell all your friends about what the awesome cards are you got at the National. But don't tell them about the deals you got at the National, just about the cards themselves. Look, there is no right, there is no wrong. In fact, don't let $25 or $50 sway you away from picking up a card at the National that you really wanted. Odds are you already spent thousands of dollars to travel there, so don't waste the extra $25. Go ahead and spend it. Get the cards you want. But remember what you're getting into, remember what you're going for, and remember what the values could actually be. Look, and if you're really struggling trying to figure out how to do it, remember, if you see a dealer has 1, 2, or 3 cards you might be interested in, go ahead and try and negotiate the first one. If you can't get that deal to happen, that's okay. Try to combine a second, a third, or a fourth out of that whole case. They don't have to be equal value. Say you're negotiating a $250 card, and he's got a couple of $25 cards in there. See if you can get those down, if there's something you know you can do with those to make the overall deal better for you. Not every price is the best price, but you can use your buying power. What I mean by that is come with cash, bring the cash with you. That will help making a deal that much easier. It's harder for a dealer to try to work a deal with a credit card or something like that. It's going to charge them a processing fee when in fact all they have to do is take the cash. That can change the whole paradigm. Look, I've looked in lots of cases over the years, whether it be at the National or other shows, and I'm telling you, this is consistent all the time. If you've been around the card show circuit for a while, you already know this. This is nothing new to you. This is really more geared to someone that's hitting a big show for the very first time, expecting the prices to be the same at their little mom and pop card show down the street at the bingo hall. Those are not guarantees. Those are not promises. But if you go in prepared, you'll be good to go. Look, I'm not saying don't have fun. Don't let this comment and these discussions dissuade you from having a good time at the National, especially if this is your first time. Remember, have fun, be kind, enjoy yourself. Those are the main reasons you should be going, not going to necessarily find the deal of the century. Look for something rare? Sure. Meet up with friends? Absolutely. Those are the types of reasons you go to the National. To find great deals out of showcases? This isn't the place for that. Look, and you can already kind of figure out where it's going if you watch YouTube or you watch social media on what's going to be popular. Look, you already know it. There's 5 to 25 cards that are going to be the ones everyone is trying to get. My suggestion to you would be avoid those. don't bother. Go down a different path, look for something else, maybe a different sport a little farther out of the season, etc., etc. That might be where you might be able to find a deal, especially in a showcase where a dealer's trying to move a lot of product. But if you're going to the National trying to find deals on Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, and the crew, wrong place, wrong idea, wrong mindset. This is not where you're going to get that. Unless, of course, you're going with a larger bankroll and you're planning on buying raw, say for $50, $100, $200, $300, $400, $500. You're planning on sending the PSA right there at the show to hopefully get it to 10 or come back, and you're spending that $200 or $300 to submit that card, hoping to flip it for a couple grand the next day or 2 days later. But most of us aren't there to do that. That tends to live in the vlogosphere or the big time flippers that are out there making those kind of moves. Look, I'm not saying you can't find a deal on a Burrow or a Hurts or a Mahomes, but realistically, you're probably not going to find it there. Moral of the story is if you've never been before, or you've been and you're really not sure what you're going to do, make sure you're prepared. Know that none of those case prices are good. Look, I would argue probably 5 to 15% of all the dealers set up at the show are at comps or just slightly above. Most are usually much higher, but they are willing to move off those prices. Be prepared, be knowledgeable, be ready, and enjoy the 2023 National.